kitchen. This evening I'm going to make croquetas. Now in Spain they're often served as tapas and they have ham in them. But this evening I'm going to use leftover chicken. The sauce that we're going to actually make is called bechamel sauce. Now we're going to go and we're going to start putting the ingredients together. First of all, we're going to take the butter, and we have a saucepan here on a medium heat, and we're going to start melting the butter. And as well as the butter, we're going to add some olive oil. About 4 dessert spoons of olive oil should be enough. So in goes our butter. You can hear it starting to sizzle straight away. We're going to take our olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is best. So I'm going to add 4 dessert spoons of this. You can see here it's melting very quickly. Now make sure your heat isn't too high. So I'll just check the heat here. It's a little high, I'll turn it down. Just a medium heat is enough. Now make sure now you keep stirring. Now as your butter finishes melting, you're going to add your onion to this. Now, as it fries, don't forget to keep stirring. You want all your onion coated in the mixture. So what you do is you can take the onion, press it against the side of the saucepan, and as soon as it starts to soften, you can take your flour, and you're going to add the flour very gently, and keep stirring all the time. You don't want it to get lumpy. Now, as you're adding the flour, stir. Make sure all the flour has dissolved before you add your next batch of flour. You notice straight away the sauce is starting to thicken already. It's very, very important at this stage to make sure you keep stirring. Especially stir at the bottom of the saucepan. You don't want anything to stick to the bottom. Anything that sticks will burn straight away. You're going to take your chicken and you're going to add approximately half your chicken. You're going to stir it into the mixture. Now, if you notice as you add your chicken, the mixture is after thickening an awful lot. Now you're going to leave the mixture to simmer away and stir occasionally. Now, while this mixture is simmering away here slightly, we're going to take our milk, our half litre or 500 mils, and we're going to heat that. You need to cook this mixture for about 8 or 10 minutes, otherwise it will taste very floury. What we're doing here now is we're cooking the floury taste out of the mixture. Now after about 8 or 10 minutes the floury taste should be gone. You're going to add your hot milk. Now your milk isn't boiled, make sure you don't boil your milk, you just want to heat it. I'm going to add the milk very slowly, and I'm going to stir it in well as I do so. Now mix in the entire amount of milk. as I finish off the milk, it's very milky. Now you're going to turn down your heat another little bit. We don't want it too high. We're going to keep stirring. And we want to end up with a mixture like smooth mashed potato. Now it's quite liquidy at the moment, but it's going to thicken. And this part of the recipe, you need to cook it for about maybe 10-15 minutes. So you're aiming for smooth mashed potato. Now you need to stir regularly at this stage. Not all the time, but regularly. Okay. Now my sauce has reached the consistency of nice mashed potato. The little lumps are the pieces of chicken and the lumps of onion. Now what we're going to do again at this stage, we're going to fold in the rest of our chicken and we're going to season it. Now I'm going to tip in the rest of my chicken and I'm going to fold it into the sauce. Now don't stir it too vigorously, just fold it in. Make sure it's covered with sauce. Now our sauce is basically made at this stage. What we're going to do now is we're going to add some seasoning. So we're going to add our pinch of nutmeg and we're going to add a pinch of black pepper. Stir these in. And we're going to taste our ingredients. Nice delicate flavour of nutmeg. I think the seasoning is probably alright. If you wish, you can add more nutmeg or you can add more pepper. Now our sauce is made. We're going to turn off the heat and take the ingredients into a bowl and allow it to cool for 5 minutes. Now once our mixture has cooled, we're going to cover it with cling film. As we put the cling film over the bowl, we're going to press it right down onto the surface because otherwise a skin will form on the surface of our mixture and we don't want this to happen. I've put the cling film right down on top of the mixture. We're going to place this in the fridge now. We're going to leave it for at least 2 hours. Now, it's possible as well to do this one day, leave it overnight, and the following day cook your croquetas. Now, this is my bechamel mixture. Now I'm going to take off the cling film and I'm going to work from there. Now I've put on my olive oil to heat because my olive oil needs to be very hot before I fry my croquetas. It needs to be smoking hot, about 180 degrees Celsius. The next thing I do while my olive oil is heating, I'm going to add my cheese to my breadcrumbs. So my 25 grams of cheese, I'm tipping them into my breadcrumbs. Now I'm going to put that aside and I'm going to take my 2 eggs and I'm going to beat them. Now I'm going to form the croqueta balls. I'm using a teaspoon to take a teaspoon of the mixture. I'm going to put it into the flour, dip it in the flour, use my hands then to make it into a little roundish ball. Now we don't want it too big. This is approximately the right size. Dip it in some egg, into your breadcrumbs, make sure it is well coated. Now the fact that we put cheese in will give it more flavour. Shake off excess breadcrumbs and pop it on your plate. And then continue until all your mixture is done. Shake off the excess onto your plate. Now you want all your balls approximately the same size, so when you're cooking them in batches, they will cook through at the same rate. Now we've continued until we've used the whole lot of the mixture. We have our bechamel and our chicken inside, and the outside then is coated with the breadcrumbs and the cheese mixture. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shallow fry these in small batches, and once they're shallow fried they're ready to eat and they're really tasty. They're becoming a beautiful golden brown. And the outside is starting to crisp up. The smell is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to remove them from the fat using a slotted spoon, and I'm going to drain them on some kitchen paper. Now, after draining them on some kitchen paper, they're ready to eat immediately. So let's try one. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The inside is soft and gooey, lovely piece of chicken, and there's a lovely nutmeggy taste from it. And the outside then is crispy. Delicious, really, really delicious and really tasty. So I give you my Irish Spanish chicken croquetas. Enjoy.